Chelsea win 2-0 at Stamford Bridge against Tottenham Hotspur. 3 points in the Premier League, but it's a lot more than 3 points when you play Spurs, isn't it? In the company of Gus Poyet again, thank you very much for joining us. Ben's still with us on Zoom as well. Pat Nevin is going to be snuck in at some point very soon.
Nice.
Takes him a while to get down from the gantry, Gus, because he's a very popular figure, and Pat never says no to anyone when they want to have a chat either. He's too nice for his own good. What do you make of that then?
Well, I think it wasn't easy. I think the first half, I think Conte set up a team to defend and make it difficult for Chelsea. You need something to happen, a goal, a deflected shot or whatever. And I think the second half, the way that Chelsea went into the second half, and especially the goal offside, is... Well, that's the kind of goal that it changed completely even the motivation of the players. Not the motivation, the attitude. Because you're playing against Spurs and you're thinking, OK, let's be careful here. But then that goal goes in and it's like it's ringing the lot. And that's what happened. The following 15 minutes, it was spectacular. It was one-way traffic, and you were thinking that the game was done.
It's just a stunning goal, wasn't it, from Hakim Ziyech?
It was. We were talking with people in the stand, the new fashion of playing with the left foot on the right and the left foot, and how difficult it is the crosses for Lukaku, for example. And then he's coming in and putting it on corner. So we say, OK, shut up. But it was, I think it was having a decent game. I think in the beginning, Ziyech was trying not to lose the ball, but doing the right things that Tuchel wants. And as soon as he scored that goal, he went to an incredible level. He kept shooting, he kept creating 2v1 with Azpilicueta. And for me, it had probably one of his best games for Chelsea.
I completely agree. Ben, just carrying on from that, because first half, we made the point at half-time that he had a very good sort of 35 minutes in the first half as well when Chelsea were on top. When Spurs, that last 10 minutes when they got back into the game, then all of a sudden he scores a worldie like that. A couple of minutes later he had a shot that Hugo Lloris makes a good save from as well. It just seemed like one of those games where everything was coming up for Hakim Ziyech, and he's due that because he's worked tirelessly recently.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it really showed in the end there, but the entire game, the momentum was ours, and Ziyech was just kind of one of those highlights. Everybody played really strong when you were winning the midfield, and it seemed like every time you give the ball to Ziyech in the last third, he created something. So it was really pleasant to see.
Absolutely right, mate. Absolutely right. We're joined in the studio by Pat Nevin. Pat, good work, mate.
Yeah, I've got a very sore face from smiling. That was great, wasn't it? I really, really enjoyed it. I mean, we're by far the better team, without a doubt, but there's always that slight doubt in mind that we might get unlucky again, which we had done before. I just heard your last moments about Hakim. That was brilliant, really. Funny enough, listening to Jason in the commentary, honestly, I think it was 10, 15 seconds into the game, he goes, that was brilliant. And then within 2 minutes, he went, he's having a world day, and I'm thinking, well, a bit early, Jace. But he was right.
He was right, yes.
And I agree, everyone. That's his best game for us, without a shadow of a doubt. But he just looks like a different person out there. The confidence, and there's a 70-yard ball, and whereas before you're thinking, oh, I don't know, and you're thinking, yeah, that's fine. It's like ping. Oh, honestly, he was a joy to watch today.
I think he's trying, and I like it as a coach. I think he's trying to respect that much Tuchel, that much the manager, that he doesn't want to do nothing wrong. So for not doing nothing wrong, sometimes he's playing what we say in Spanish, maybe you say in English, with the break on. OK, don't lose it, play back. Don't lose it. But when he gets that extra little bit of confidence after the goal, it went to an incredible level. But it was incredible, the change of the attitude. And that's what you need from him, because I remember when he came, I watched him in Holland, and I thought it was outstanding. Every game, he was the one making the difference up front. And then when he came and he didn't really produce too quick, people was telling me, what do you know, and things like that. So it's pleased as well, personally, to see him playing like that.
Completely agree. Let's get on to the game on social then. And we spoke about fashion before the game.
Oh,
there you go, Pat. There you go.
You swine.
Mate,
that's not the worst one.
What about this one? I tell you what, Pat. Again, we've been through this. I know that your music knowledge is bang on, but you look like a rock star, mate.
I thought I was in the wrong job when I was playing football, to be honest with you, most of the times. Oh, lovely picture of Holly. A lovely, lovely guy.
Having read your book, mate, I do know one or two tales. And again, if you haven't read Pat's book, please do go and see it. Gus, looking sharp.
That's the final. That's the final. Yes.
Yeah.
I remember we went to a very well-known Italian fashion shop because of Gianluca.
What about this one?
That's a better one. That's a better one. That's a better one.
Very nice. Again, whenever you've got a trophy in your hand, it doesn't matter the rest of it, does it?
It's good.
It's all about that. Absolutely all about that. Fantastic work, yeah. A great game in general. I mean, whenever Chelsea play Tottenham, whenever you get a result against Tottenham, it's big. But also, we spoke about momentum before the game. You kick on from a result like this, don't you?
Without any doubt. And I think it's the right time as well, because we know that it's not going to be too many games now for Chelsea in the league. So you're going to have that, you know, from outside, you're going to see the rest, how they're doing. And when you come back, you can go in a run of winning. Let's hope as many as possible to the end of the season, because I was convinced in the beginning of the season that it would be a close challenge with Manchester City. And until November, we were there.
Yeah.
And without losing. You said it before. 3 games in how many we played so far?
Yeah, like 26. I think we've lost 3 in the last 26. Something crazy like that.
And by the way, 2 of them were Manchester City 1-0. And it just shows you. And the other one is 3-2 against West Ham. And remember, their last goal, a complete and utter fluke by Masuaku. So, look, you need to turn those draws into wins, right? And that's what we've struggled to do up until now for the last wee while. But we're not in a bad place just now. And it means kicking on from here on in, not just in the league, but we're in so many trophies. But looking at that there, can I complete handbrake turn, talking about handbrakes? Lots of players had good performances today. Malang Sarr, that was another moment for me. Breakout performance of, and there was a moment, 10-15 minutes to go, and he got the ball, and he's like so comfortable on the ball. You just think, right, okay, you know you're good enough. And you see it in some players, and it's just the way they hold their body, comfort and a confidence about themselves. And it doesn't matter if it's Harry Kane running up against him. No, I'm cool with this. I think it was a great moment for him today as well.
It was the game management as well, where Ollie Skip was running up against him. Skip was offside, and Malang Sarr decided to just shield the ball out.
That was nice and funny as well.
Fantastic.
If he touches offside, I left it, and he touched it, and he's offside.
Fantastic.
Game awareness.
Exactly, game awareness. Right, a lot of chat about VAR in today's game, of course. Chelsea must forget about any favourable VAR decision. That's a nice one. That's a nice one. That was before obviously we saw the Harry Kane goal, should we call it? Yet VAR isn't for Chelsea. How is that not a reckless tackle? That was the Matt Doherty one on Malang Sarr, which, I think... definitely. Gary Lineker getting involved. Clever from Thiago Silva, but very harsh on Harry Kane. If the referee had given the goal, there's no way VAR would overturn that. Gary Lineker, former Tottenham Hotspur player there, by the way. Miguel Delaney, it feels like I'm in the minority, but I thought that was a foul from Kane. You can see the push. His arms are literally outstretched as Silva has fallen. I've always liked Miguel. He's always been one of my favourites. Look, we have to be honest, Gus, it was... If it's not given... then you can complain about it, but you probably don't get anywhere, because it's one of those, if it's given in real time, it stands. If it's not given in real time, it's probably not overturned. Yeah,
especially if it's against you. You will react anyway. The situation to explain to the whole world is very simple, okay? There is a moment in your run, and if you play football or any sport, you know, that you are out of balance. And it's in that moment, somebody touch you a little bit, it doesn't matter how little it is. It's the timing of the touch. You cannot hold your body up and you're going to fall down. It's like when I used to jump to hit the ball and they touch you in the air. You're in the air. You cannot hold anything. You're going to turn your body and you're going to smash against the floor. And people say, he nearly, it didn't touch him, or it's just a slight push. But the timing of the push was the moment.
And you know how to do it. As a player, you know how to do it.
Yeah, because when he's going to prepare himself to clear the ball, and then he touch you, and then you need the leg that you're trying to place it that way, to go that way, and then you fell over. It was, you need to get those decisions as well.
To go back to one of your earlier comments before the game and afterwards, momentum. If you're going to a certain momentum, you can get pushed that way. Did you watch Mason Mount do it early in the first half, where he goes over to the far side there and he gets tackled, but he uses his body to redistribute the weight, and the defender goes flying in and hits his head off.
Yes, against the
That's just using momentum.
Yeah.
And I think Kane knew what he was doing there. A little bit of moving momentum, a little bit of shove. So I'm another one of those in minority that thinks, I think the referee got it right.
Completely agree. Ben, just on that, those are little decisions that we don't want to have to complain about after the game. Like, it's nice to have this chat and kind of highlight it, but there's been all too many situations recently where they've come back to bite us a little bit, and you want to make sure that you get the result, and then you can talk about that after rather than go, that's the moment the game changed for us.
Yeah. Yeah, well, look, VR definitely hasn't been our friend, but today we didn't have to lean on it. And, you know, I said from the beginning, Tottenham had no teeth in the first 89 minutes of the game. So I was totally confident today. I'm glad we didn't have to lean on that decision. But look, Sar, Mount, you said using their bodies to get in. Today we showed serious passion. And I really enjoyed it, man. I'm so glad we didn't have to hang on those decisions.
Yeah, no, great point, mate. Great point. Let's talk about the first then. An absolute worldie from Hakim Ziyech. Controversial tweet. That was a Cantona-esque goal from Hakim Ziyech. An amazing shot followed by a what type of celebration. It's a really good point now. He does it so casually when he celebrates, doesn't he? I need that Ziyech goal from every angle possible. That Ziyech goal is called finessing. Nice. And this one as well, Ziyech, beautiful goal. The change in formation suits him perfectly. That's a conversation that we were kind of having, actually, Gus, because the four, isn't it? When he played, you spoke about when he played for Ajax, and he played off that right-hand side and then would cut in and have that freedom. I suppose when you play Reece James, for example, who's an out-and-out wing-back, and he occupies that channel a little bit more, you move Ziyech in field. And it's those tiny little marginal gains, I suppose, that allow him the space where he thrives like that.
Look, I'm going to explain it with the biggest example I got. It's my assistant manager. He played with me at Spurs. Tarico is a fullback. Okay, he played all his life as a fullback. So when he got the line next to him, he's confident. Now one is coming from there. You can see the whole pitch, and he can do whatever he likes this way or the other way when he was playing on the right. Okay, Said is used to play with a line behind him. Now, when you put him in the middle, yeah, it's 10 yards, but there is someone behind you. And your decisions when the ball is coming to you are like, oh, okay. And sometimes you are a little bit uncomfortable. It's 10 yards. Well, the same with Odoi, no? The run for the goal is incredible, but it's really wide, where you want to see Odoi playing. You know, getting the ball and attacking the defender, getting the ball and attacking the defender. There is little things that the players, they can lose a little bit of confidence, but not because they are not good enough. They are exceptional players. It's that there is something that doesn't go with their way of understanding the game. And the line is a big help for certain players.
I completely agree. And just on that point, just to reiterate and kind of underline that, from the amount of pictures and videos we've seen from Hakim Ziyech's like highlight reel from Ajax, is that cutting inside, and it's a 60-yard crossfield pass with his left foot. It's the cut inside, it's the whip into the top corner, it's the free kicks from those areas. He scored a great free kick here for Ajax, didn't he? In that exact position where it's that whip to the far post with his left foot. But I suppose that is the kind of the understanding that Chelsea fans have given him, is he's playing a new system. It's probably not a system that he gets the best out of, but his work rate and his endeavour and his tireless team ethic is kind of why Chelsea fans love him so much.
Tackling was good as well today. To be honest, the technical side of that I really like. So if I'm the wide player there and he's a little bit wider there, his understanding and work with Mount was phenomenal today. And the selfless movement from Mount
running behind.
Yeah, running behind. Now if he runs behind that way, a defender goes off, there's a massive big space for me to go into. And that selflessness is Mason. Now Mason got the ball a few times there when it was played down, because he made that, I'd have to call it, in the old-fashioned terms, an inside right run. Right? You know, it was so in that area, right? Exactly there. But that develops the space there. When that space is developed and it's on his left foot and he's going in that way, dream scenario. Absolute dream scenario. Do you know the odd thing is? It was the opposite on the other side, and it didn't work quite so well for us. Because in the first half, Callum's got the ball. Now, in actual fact, quite a few times, Kova makes that
Made
run.
the run as well, yeah.
But killed the space. Well, I wanted
1v1.
1v1, exactly. So oddly enough, two of them were doing exactly the same thing, but one was working and one wasn't. It was a lovely moment just before half time when Jorginho went over the cover and went, don't get it. It was brilliant. And honestly, that's the things that's hard to see unless you're on top of it and looking at it. So technically, it was exceptional today. It was exceptional.
Absolutely right. Pat, mate, it's always a joy. I'm going to let you go now whilst we go outside, because Savage Dan is speaking to some fans and getting some post-match reaction.
It's a great performance, really impressive, especially our defence, really strong. Could be more clinical in attack, but in the end, a great game.
Any stand-up performances?
Ziyech, his goal was unbelievable. And I think he might have assisted the second as well. It was a brilliant performance, yeah.
Thoughts on the game?
Big win. Obviously, everyone knows that Tottenham are not the best. Obviously, we're at home. The pressure was on Tottenham, and they couldn't fulfill it.
Very good game, to be fair. Chelsea demolished them again. 3 games in a row now this season, yeah?
Love playing Tottenham, don't we?
Love Tottenham. Tottenham get battered everywhere we go. Chelsea, yeah.
A very happy outside Stamford Bridge. Dan's joined us in the studio. Let's have a little chat then about the second goal scorer, the man that is timeless and ageless, and me and you, Dan, were speaking for however long. How good was Thiago Silva today?
He was ridiculously good. Honestly, he just makes everything look so easy. He's got the ability to just sense danger just before it happens. He's always in the right place. He's got just the knack of a top world-class defender, and I think he's one of the best defenders ever.
Absolutely right. Well, there's quite a lot of social media reaction, rightly so, to Thiago Silva's performance today. That Thiago Silva's goal reminds me of someone, John Terry. It is very JT-esque, isn't it? Drifting in at the near post, it's a glancing header. It's very like that. Chelsea erect a statue for Thiago Silva after he stops playing for us top professional. That could be another 10 years yet, because he is not aging a day, is he?
Keep going.
Yeah, Thiago Silva and Michael Ballack, best free transfers of all time. I think we've got a third contender in the studio with us, actually. Gus, yourself, you're in the conversation there.
I think Thiago is exceptional. But I used to like him, in the last probably 7 or 8 years I've been watching him and trying to understand how he can see the game so easy, so simple. Yeah. Sometimes he gets the ball and if somebody's running towards him like 200 miles an hour, and you will think, pass it, and it will make a little like dummy.
Yeah.
And the guy will go another way, and he will just pass it, and you're thinking, wow.
Yeah.
How simple it is for the game. And today he had one action, and people probably don't remember, in the first half, he was isolated 1v1 with Hurricane. And they kick it long, and I thought, wow, careful. And he was early, he started running in the right direction, he didn't try to take any risk passing him back, he turned around, so calm, so well positioning. It's a joy to watch, and I'm pleased that he's playing for us.
It's fantastic, isn't he? And Ben, he's one of those players that he could play for as long as he likes. He's absolutely phenomenal, and he does everything at like a walking pace almost, because he does. I'm fairly certain that the time difference between us, he does see the game 7 or 8 hours in advance. That's the only way I'm sure that he can see and be that clean ahead of everyone else.
It's the positioning. And that's the class veteran players. They put themselves in a position to where he doesn't have to run a mile. The beauty about N'Golo Kanté is that he can run a mile, but he also puts himself in the position. Thiago Silva doesn't have that same pace, but he always seems to be in the right place. So, yeah, it's just his positioning, and that's the veteran play for you. One of the greatest defenders of all time. Gus is totally right.
Completely agree with that. In fact, there's a nice tweet actually here from Opta Joe, which is Thiago Silva is the oldest player to score in the Premier League since February 2013, when a 39-year-old Ryan Giggs netted against Queen's Park Rangers. So this brings us on to our knee-jerk reaction for today, which is Thiago Silva will still be playing for Chelsea at 40. Now, that sounds outrageous when you see it on the screen, but that's 18 months or so away, Gus. Like, he's not slowing down at all, and he's also now of that era of player where he doesn't look like he's missing a beat. He's playing 30, 40 games a season, and he looks comfortable.
Yes, 2 things important. When he came and I saw he started playing, especially with the back three, I thought, okay, great for him. You got a couple of players in there, they can help you out. I saw him today in a back four against the Spurs, and it was the same or even better. Yeah. Because he understands the game, he reads the game early. He can be in advance. It was another ball in the second half as well. He was fighting a little bit with Hurricane, and the ball was, you can see that he's going to be playing with him. And at the right time, he went around and anticipated. And you would think, even that strength of going against a young player and going around him at the right time. The timing is exceptional. I think if the players that play with him, and we talk about Rudiger, new contract, situations that they're going to come into Chelsea in the next few months, it's going to be key for him to be performing at this level. Because you don't want him to play 55 games a season, 90 minutes. So you need the players around him to help him slowly. Because the worst, and I know, is not the fitness when you are fit enough to play, it's a recovery. It took me 1 or 2 days to recover when I was young, 4 days when I went over 34. So that's the only problem that, he's probably feeling bad for 3 or 4 days.
That's such a good point about the players around him as well, Dan, because I mean, Malang Sarr played left back today, was superb, but it helps to have Thiago Silva on the left of a back four, and then interchange sometimes Antonio Rudiger's there, two of the best centre-halves on the planet at the moment. Yeah. Trevor Chalobah's come into the side this season, hasn't missed a beat. Andreas Christensen likewise. Having Thiago Silva to train alongside every day and learn from, there is probably no better centre-half in world football to just watch and learn and see what he does and get to that level.
And when you talk about centre-backs, just, you know, of all time, you think of Nesta, Maldini. You have to put Thiago Silva in that category now. He is immortal. He is, you know, a real professional, because you can only be a professional to come to the Premier League at this age and perform like this against the type of player. We know this is the toughest league in the world. It means that you are doing the correct things at home. Either that or you're a vampire and you don't age, because there's no evidence of anyone. You know, he's come up against young, energetic strikers, and no one is getting one up on him. He's reading everything. He's so cerebral. He's getting everything bang on. So for everyone that's around him, the Christensens, Rudigers, everyone, you know, that he's the perfect person to learn from.
Absolutely right. I'm sure a lot of the younger players within the camp are taking a lot from him. Someone that's performed brilliantly today is Callum Hudson-Odoi. He's been speaking to Lee.
Cal, first of all, congratulations. Tell us about that performance. Pretty special, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was amazing. I think that the whole team knew from the start how well we was playing, and we built in confidence throughout the game. I think that through the second half, the chances started to come. We started to create more. I think they started to open up a bit more as well for us to find the passes in and create the chances. So no, we're really delighted and happy with the result as well.
Was that sharp start important as well to sort of set how things were going to play out?
Yeah, definitely. I think that they knew as soon as we came out and the way we started off, we came out strong and we were determined to get the 3 points. I think that the way we was playing was very fast, tempo, intensity off the ball was very good. And as I said, it was good to get the first goal early in the second half to start the second half well as well.
Fairly physical game. You were enjoying a little battle down the flank there, weren't you?
Yeah, no, it was good. There's obviously, I played with him a couple of times as well, so it was good to play against someone that you know. And it was a good battle, but I really enjoyed it. And obviously, it's unfortunate for him that we won, but I'm happy with that, so it's good.
Absolutely. Talk us through the first goal, because obviously Hakim, a very special goal, but the work that you did down that left flank to enable him to get that space and get the shot away.
Yeah, I think to myself that when I got the opportunity to hold the ball up, I think that I said to myself, I see a bit of space behind me, and I know that if I turn and I get going at him, I have the opportunity to get that past him. So as soon as that happened, I knew that I was gone and I had the opportunity to keep going and find Hakim. But as I said, I'm not taking credit for that goal. I think it was an amazing finish by him. I'll take a bit of credit for obviously the run, but the goal itself was an amazing finish, so I'm happy for him.
Wasn't bad, was it?
Yeah.
Tell us about your game, because you're looking sharp, you're looking confident, and you're taking players on again. You look to be enjoying your football.
Yeah, I'm enjoying it. I think obviously every game that comes, I'm really enjoying it. I want to just keep improving, keep being direct, and keep being creative as much as possible. I think that what I want to do a bit more is obviously add a bit more goals and a bit more assists to get my game in general. But as I said, I'm enjoying my football. Everything's going well. I'm really happy. So just got to keep going and obviously keep believing.
Another big win against Spurs. We always enjoy those. But how important is this psychologically going into the break?
No, I think this one's very important for us. I think that we knew that we need to get a win here. I think we've drew, 3 games now in a row. I think something like that. So it was a bit disappointing for us. We knew they were crucial games as well to win, but we dropped points in those games. So I think today's game was very important. We knew that we need to win, which we did, and we're delighted. So we definitely know from the mental side of things, it's a big boost for all of us, a big confidence setter, and hopefully it keeps with us after the winter break.
And now a well-earned break. You're going to get away?
Definitely. I'm going away for a week. Going to chill in the sun and smile and come back obviously ready to go again.
Not jealous at all. Congrats, mate. Well done.
Thank you, man. See you in a bit.
Great performance from Callum Hudson-Odoi today. Ben, just on that, that's the Callum of old. That's the Callum that we love to see, is someone that's direct on the ball, that's positive, that's running at players. And again, when he's on form like that, there are very few fullbacks in the country that would like to come up against him.
Yeah, that's the Callum that Bayern were coming in with some ridiculous money for. And that's what we've always wanted out of him for the last 3 or 4 years and what we've been expecting. And I think what we're seeing with Tuchel is that he's giving these players a chance through their missteps. Saul, when he first came into the squad, had a lot of people on him because he wasn't performing well. We'll look at him now. He's had a couple of great performances. The same with Ziyech and Hudson-Odoi. He's giving people that chance to get through that hump because you have to have that. And with a long-term manager that's going to instill a plan to make us better, you can see it with Hudson and Ziyech. They're really, and Sarr, obviously. Tuchel's giving them that shot, and they're coming through.
Absolutely right. Gus, only one game in February in the Premier League. Chelsea are in the Club World Cup, the FA Cup and the League Cup as well, final. So hopefully 2 cup finals in February. How much of a positive boost does this give the players now? They've got a little bit of a break. They can go and, like Callum said, get a bit of sun, relax, rest again, and then know that when they come back in February, they can go at it.
Yeah, you know, when he was talking and said that, I started going through the players that maybe they don't go in the national team, and I don't think there is too many, no? He's the lucky one. Lucky not going to the national team. OK, it sounds contradictory, but because most of them, they're going to go in the national team, and when they're coming back, they need to start playing. So it's nice to have a break. You know, we talked before the game, sorry. How many games we played in the last month and a half, it was tremendous. So when you have the chance to rest a little bit, especially mentally, more than physically, I think it's great for the players. So enjoy that week in the sun. Lucky boy.
Absolutely, Gus, it's been an absolute pleasure having you. Thank you so much for joining us on Matchday Live. A lot of people have been loving it coming in, so thank you very much for joining us. I'll let you go now whilst we hear from the manager, Thomas Tuchel, who's been speaking to Lee.
Thomas, congratulations. How pleased are you with that performance today?
Very pleased. It was a huge effort, mentally and physically, and deserved win, but was hard work. The guys are absolutely tired. And it was necessary. It helped that it was a derby. It felt almost like a cup game, and so everybody gave everything, which was absolutely needed. And go away with a deserved win is a good feeling.
Sharp start, high energy throughout. Was that what you were looking for today?
Yeah, and we could feel that we will give everything. That we are we trained yesterday with the same kind of spirit. Today, when we met, I felt that everybody really wants to prove a point. The out to some 3 days helped. I think this made it feel like a bit of a isolated match, like almost like a cup game. And half time was still 0-0 after a good match, and we kept believing and we kept on pushing, and I'm happy for that, because it was absolutely not easy.
And quite the special goal from Hakim Ziyech. How was it from your perspective?
Yeah, brilliant goal. I thought it's maybe a bit too high, but it dropped in the right moment. So brilliant goal. Brilliant build-up to the goal, one-on-one from Callum, overlap from Aspi, gives him the possibility to have a free foot, and he takes it, and was excellent.
Some big performances today. How impressed were you with Mason?
Mason was very strong. We needed it, but he was so looking forward to show a reaction. I could feel it over the last days. Yeah, was very good from him.
Fantastic atmosphere here today. And these games are always big. And
they are big. Yeah, they are big, and that helped. You know, it's not like it was like you feel it, and you feel the support. You feel it's a different vibe. It's like this in these kind of games and derbies. Feels like a cup game, and we played, and it helped us a lot, because we needed. We come from a long run now of consecutive games, and believe me, if you want to do it and then you need to do it, this is two different things. Like the guys really gave everything and are pretty tired.
We spoke pre-match, didn't we, about the psychology behind games like this and the importance of it. What does it do to you guys psychologically going into the break now off the back of a performance
that was
like this?
very, very needed, because we come from some results that we don't like, and this belief and the joy, you only have it when you win, and when you win a big match like this, it's very important. And everybody knows when we come back, it will just continue in the same relentless style, like with Cup, with World Cup, with League games, Champions League, Carabao final. So there's a lot to come, and we are in the middle of it.
Thanks, Thomas. Enjoy your break.
It's fantastic, isn't he? Just constantly, he knows the right balance, doesn't he, Dan? Today's such an important deal, such a big result for Chelsea, but at the same time, like he's pointed out there, the players are tired, they've given everything, they need this little break now before we can go again. Yeah, and it's only a little break. That's the thing, you know, we may only have one league game in February, but we've still got a bunch of games. As he said, we've got League Cups, we've got FA Cups, we've got World Club Cups. So there's a small amount of time to go and, you know, get away from football, get some sun, like Callum said, and then get back and get focused, because it's another big part of the season, this, where you can pick up some silverware. Absolutely right. And just on that, Ben, because obviously February's the shortest month of the year, and Chelsea are competing in 5 competitions in that month. In the league, in the League Cup final, of course, FA Cup, Club World Cup and Champions League as well. So it's one of those where the players will get a lot from today. They'll get a lot from having the rest that they do. Like Gus said, not every player will get that rest. But it's important to acknowledge how many games of football and how much of a pressure there is to be a Chelsea footballer, because there's still quite a lot of football to be played in the next month or so.
Yeah, and what's the hardest part about that is that we go to Abu Dhabi in February. So not only do you have this hard run of games, but you have a match that's literally on the other side of the world. And what do you do for that match? Do you come into the Club World Cup preparing for major silverware? Or do you go to the Club World Cup with youth? I mean, I don't know where they go with that, because we still have the Moose Cup. We're still very active in the Moose Cup and the FA Cup. So, we have a lot of competitions to play in. And I think Tommy, as a competitor, he's going to want to win them all, but he still has a very fine line to toe. Who do you take to those competitions and who do you tire out?
It's an excellent point. It's an excellent point, because not only that, you've got the FA Cup as well against Plymouth Argyle, who Plymouth are a great side. They're going all right in the league, but realistically, it's a side that Chelsea will go into heavy favourites. So there potentially is an opportunity to see, like we saw against Chesterfield, Lewis Hall make his debut in that game. Was excellent. But it's a really good point. Potentially you can utilise the squad a little bit more, but the squad only goes so far. The squad is only so deep. You're still using the same bunch of players because of injuries and COVID, etc.
There's only so sparingly that you can use some of these players as well. So the Plymouth, you'd expect there to be, a lot of changes. But those games never go to plan as well. So you might end up needing to put somebody on for 45 minutes as well. I would assume the Club World Cup would be treated as a priority, because it's a very special, it's a very prestigious cup. You only get to win it if you're the best in your what is it? It's in Europe,
yes,
or in your continent. So that will be treated as a priority, I would have thought. But it wouldn't be us if we weren't, firing on all cylinders and really taking every single competition seriously.
No, you're absolutely right. When silverware's on the line, Chelsea only take it one way, don't they? Anyway, this is what's coming up on the Fifth Stand-Up for you over the next couple of days. Monday night, make sure you join us for some PL2 action. The Blues take on Manchester City in that one, 6:55 on Monday evening for that one. Good work, everyone. Thank you very much for joining us. Thank you, Ben. Ben, we'll obviously hear from you more over the Club World Cup over the next couple of weeks. Thank you very much. Brilliant today. Dan, superb as always. Thank you very much to Pat Nevin and Gus Poyet, Jason and Matt on commentary as well. A good win. Chelsea beating Tottenham at Stamford Bridge is always a nice way to sign off for a week. So we'll see you in February. Thank you very much.